Okay, very, very shortly we're going to have our finalists enter the arena. They're going to be following in our lovely flag bearer, Becky Houlihan. She will lead the finalists out. So here we go. We want Mark Buttsworth with Peps Double Ray, Rowan Marks, Turner Marks Goolagong, Morgan Marks Comrade, John Meeks Macca, Jason Comiskey's Tika, Cameron Webster's Clarence, Matthew Moffat's A Little Turbulence, David Reeder's PSP, Ken Parrott's Meticulous, Bradley Comiskey's Blood Royal, Jason Lindley's Miss Peptolina, Harry Steger with Conrad, Morgan Marks Kerber, Joe Payne's Footloose, Mark Buttsworth's Stylish Abilene, Robert Leach, Hazelwood Congressman, Matthew Moffat's Miss Scarlet Acres, Morgan Marks Lady, Will Durkin's Jewel, Matthew Moffat's JMD Fascinator, Michael Hayes Shadak Porsche, Rowan Marks Turner Marks Linesman, Evan Hiscock's Nix, Matthew Dunn Spade and Humpy, Cameron Webster's Lucille, Matthew Moffat's Future Dreams, Stuart Wallace's Spy Cat, Morgan Marks' Article, Shari Knutson's Chicks Playgirl, Jackie Knutson's Snip, Justin Potter, Snip, Mark Buttsworth, Nonda Southern Cross, Steve Comiskey, Dealt Me an Acre, Matthew Moffat, Conflict, Morgan Marks, Dark Knight, Kurt Hanrahan and Peptazina, Mick Southern, Nirabo President, Jess Hoffman, Lady Antebellum, Will Durkin, Almac Duckman, Ben Hall, Chisholm's Cash, Evan Hiscock's Mandela, Laura Comiskey's Woody and Matthew Moffat's Juliet. They are our finalists in the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Final. And following them in was Montana Leeson. So welcome everyone to the second annual Juandah Plains Campdraft. We really want to thank our hosts, Andrew and Courtney Turvey and their team. I can tell you that 419 combinations kicked off round 1 and 2 of competition on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. 43 horse and rider combinations progressed into this 2024 McKechnie Earthmoving Open Final, where these competitors now are going to compete for $50,000 in first prize. And the highest scoring aggregate combination over the 3 rounds will be taking home the winner's cheque. So over the 5 days of competition, we have hosted 205 competitors from all across Australia. So I'd like now to introduce, this is quite an important moment, I'd like to introduce Renton Crook King and Sarah Webster. Now Renton is going to officiate over the draw of this particular vehicle. And I also wish to welcome to main arena, I hope they came in, that was Trader Wilson and Mr Al Sullivan, the judges for this afternoon's draft. So I'm going to hand you over to Sarah. I'd like her to say a few words about the SYNGAP Foundation and this Hilux.
Thanks, Leslie. So the SYNGAP One Foundation, it's actually called the SYNGAP Research Fund Australia, was only just recently created by a group of mums. My daughter Gracie has the condition SYNGAP 1. It's a rare neurological disorder. There's only about 1,200 people in the world with it. So we have ran a camp draft called Campdraft for a Cure that the Juandah Plains crew really got behind, and we just wanted another sort of creative way to raise awareness and potential funds for our charity. And so then we sort of came up with the Hilux idea because it was a bit of an incentive for people to support a charity and then potentially win a vehicle. So here we are, and I'd just like to thank the Juandah crew for allowing this to happen here. It's just been wonderful. The support locally has been amazing, and the awareness that's been raised for SYNGAP 1 has been overwhelming. So thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. So no further ado, let's draw the Hilux. Let's see who the winning person is, and unless it says do not disclose, we're going to tell you right now. Just letting you know, this is run under regulations, and Renton has not participated, so his name's not going to come out. And Renton has the appropriate qualifications to officiate over the draw. Hello. We better put one back in. There's lots of suspense. I think the internet's jammed, everyone's watching. We have ticket 806. Amanda Locke. Amanda Locke is the winner of the Hilux. So congratulations, Amanda, and thank you so much, and thanks everyone who supported the SYNGAP Foundation. Very, very worthy cause. Now, I'm going to hand over to Lauren Shea. She is going to sing the national anthem. So could you please remove your hats? And Lauren is about to sing the national anthem. Thanks, Lauren.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gift of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advanced Australia fair. In joyful hands and sing, advanced Australia fair.
We thank you, Lauren. Thank you for doing that. And as the competitors leave the ring, they'll be led out by our flag bearers. And we wish you all the best and good luck to all our finalists in the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Camp Draft. Okay, we ready to go, judges? Score is in place. We're underway. And you watch competitor number 1, Mark Buttsworth, with Pep's Double Ray. This is his own nomination. Mark comes into this final with a score of 176 points. Mark Buttsworth, Pep's Double Ray.
Pep's Double Ray is by Ray Jewell out of Opepe O'Roy. She's won the Willinga Cut out 2 years running, a Cuba Dash for Cash in 2024, the ARBC Australia's Greatest Horseman in 22 and 24, and she was a reserve champion NCHA Open Futurity winner.
So we have a cutout of 24 for Mark Buttsworth and Pep's Double Ray with his first score of 176 points. He comes out in the final with a total of 200 points. 200 points over the 3 rounds. Next competitor is number 2, Rowan Marks with Turner Marks Goolagong. He comes in with the previous scores, totalling 177 points. Standby number 3, Morgan Marks, 4, John Meek, 5, Jason Comiskey.
Outside we watch Rowan Marks on Turner Marks Goolagong, and it is his own entry, and they are from Charlotte Wood.
So as Karen said, it's Rowan Marks we watch. Competitor number 2, Turner Marks Goolagong, looking to add to his score of 177. We'll have a score for Rowan very, very shortly. Into the camps, number 3, Morgan Marks. Standby 4, John Meek. Number 5, Jason Comiskey. Number 6, Cameron Webster. 7, Matthew Moffat. 8, David Reeder. Just confirm the scoring for Rowan Marks and Turner Marks Goolagong. Score for Rowan Marks and Turner Marks Goolagong, cut out 21.5, horsework 63, course 4, That's an 88.5 run added to his 177 is a grand total of 265.5 points, 265.5 for Rowan Marks and Turner Marks Goolagong. Competitor 03 we watch, Morgan Marks Comrade. He comes into this round with a total of 177.5 points.
This is Morgan and M&A Marks nomination, and they're from Claremont.
So if you've just logged on, this is the pinnacle of drafting. You're watching the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Campdraft. This is the final, the big one. And we'll have a score for Morgan Marks and Comrade. Cut out 21, horsework 58.5, course 3 for a total of 82.5. Added to their 177.5 is a grand total of 260 points, 260 for Morgan Marks and Comrade. Competitor number 4 is on camp, John Meek with Macca. He brings a score of 176 is his aggregate he brings into this final round. Standing by number 5, Jason Comiskey, 6, Cameron Webster, 7, Matthew Moffat, 8, David Reeder, 9, Ken Perrott, 10, Bradley Comiskey, and 11, Jason Lindley.
Outside we watch John Meek, Grace Meek competitor on Archdale Macca, his own nomination. Archdale Macca is by Conman out of Archdale Chanel. She's a 10-year-old mare, lightly drafted.
Score for John Meek and Macca, cut out 20.5, with a 176 as a total 196.5 points, 196.5 for John Meek and Macca. We now watch competitor number 5, Jason Comiskey and Tika. Has a combined score of 178 points coming into this final.
Jason rides his own nomination, Tika. From Alpha, Tika is out of a Conman mare by One Stylish Pepto. She's won a Futurity, and this is her rookie year in camp drafting. She's won a maiden and finaled in the Moseley Hills Open last weekend.
And that was a camp score of 20 for Jason Comiskey and Tika. Total score 198, 198 points for Jason Comiskey and Tika. Local competitor now on camp, competitor number 6, Cameron Webster and Clarence. He has a combined 2-round score of 175.5 points, and he'll certainly be looking to add to that. Standing by number 7, Matthew Moffat, number 8, David Reeder, 9, Ken Perrott, 10, Bradley Comiskey, 11, Jason Lindley, 12, Harry Steger, and 13, Morgan Marks. There are 43 competitors to complete the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Final, and we're currently at competitor number 6.
Outside, we watch Cameron Webster riding Sarah Webster's Clarence, Wandoan competitors. This mare is by Acres Destiny, out of an Amiga mare, and she won the Cambodia Maiden in 2022.
Score coming through for Cameron Webster and Clarence. We have a score there for Cameron Webster and Clarence, cut out 16, horsework 53.5, 3 for the course, total of 72.5. With a 175.5 in the first 2 rounds, is a total of 248. That's 248 points for Cameron Webster and Clarence. We now watch competitor 7, Matthew Moffat, in a little turbulence. He comes into this final with a total score of 178.5 points. And following Matthew, we'll have number 8, David Reader, PSP.
So as we watch a little turbulence out on the arena, we know that he's owned by Don Williams and Matthew Moffat is a Cabra competitor.
I'm sure Don's at home watching this run. Don's always had a few good horses, so he'll be backing his own horse here. And we'll have a score through very shortly for Matthew Moffat and A Little Turbulence, owned by Don Williams. Score for Matthew Moffat and A Little Turbulence, cut out 22, horsework 57.5, course 3 for a total of 82.5, with a 2-round score of 178.5, gives a 3-round total of 261. You're now watching competitor 8, David Reader and PSP. First 2-round score of 175.5.
This is his own nomination and he hails from Baramba.
We see David competing most weekends around the southeast region. And very big thank you to Alison for helping to score throughout this week as well. His wife has been very, very helpful helping us score. Thank you, Alison. And we have a score coming through as soon as we refresh our computer of 21.5, horsework 58, course 3 for a total of 82.5 with a 175.5 in the first 2 rounds is a total of 258 for David Reader and PSP. Looking over his cattle now is number 9, Ken Perrott with Meticulous. He brings a total of 175 points into the final. Standing by number 10, Bradley Comiskey, 11, Jason Lindley, 12, Harry Steger, 13, Morgan Marks, 14, Joe Payne, 15, Mark Buttsworth, 16, Robert Leach. Just another reminder, because it's coming up very quickly, the team's draft. If you want to nominate in the team's draft, can you please come and see Lauren? And if you haven't given her the details of who you're nominating and your team's name, can you please go around and do that straight away? And he's just waiting on his fresh competitor number 9, Ken Perrott and Meticulous, who has a combined 2-round score of 175 points. We thank once again Al Sullivan and Trader Wilson for accepting the opportunity to judge this week at the Willinga at Juandah Plains Campdraft. And this is what we've all been working towards, the final of our McKechnie Earthmoving Open Campdraft. Standing by, we should have number 10, Bradley Comiskey, 11, Jason Lindley, 12, Harry Steger, 13, Morgan Marks.
Outside, we watch Springshaw competitor Ken Perrott on his own nomination, Meticulous. Meticulous is by Heavy Metal out of Yugal Bar Night Demons. She's a 5-year-old mare. She's the winner of the 2023 Australian Stockmen's Challenge and won Classic Horse of the Year.
And that was a 20 for cutout for Ken Perrott, and Meticulous with his 175 is a total score of 195 points. 195 for Ken Perrott and Meticulous. The judges have given the go-ahead to competitor number 10, Bradley Comiskey, and Blood Royal. He has a combined 2-round total of 176.5 points. Standing by, can we have number 11, Jason Lindley, 12, Harry Steger, 13, Morgan Marks, 14, Joe Payne, 15, Mark Buttsworth, 16, Robert Leach, 17, Matthew Moffat, and 18, Morgan Marks. Bradley Comiskey rides in to select one of the Willinga Pastoral Co's head of a cattle. He's had all the same cattle from the same draft all week. Not often that happens. That was bad luck there, Bradley. Wasn't for the want of trying. Bradley goes out with a total score of 176.5 points, Bradley Comiskey and Blood Royal. So we just do some cattle care in the camp, and we will go on then with competitor number 11, Jason Lindley and Miss Peptolina. Standing by, 12, Harry Steger's Conrad, 13, Morgan Marks's Kerber, 14, Joe Payne's Footloose, 15, Mark Buttsworth and Stylish Abilene, 16, Robert Leach, Hazelwood Congressman, 17, Matthew Moffat's Miss Scarlet Acres, and 18, Morgan Marks's Lady. If those competitors could please stand by.
green tag to see if
Outside, we watch the Lance Spanigal nomination, Miss Peptolina, with Jason Lindley aboard. It's a Gracemere competitor. Miss Peptolina is by Pepto's Stylish Oak and is the winner of 10 open, restricted open drafts.
Score for Jason Lindley and Miss Peptolina, cut out 23, horsework 59, course 4 for an 86. Combined total of 176 gives a final score of 262 points for Jason Lindley and Miss Peptolina. Next competitor is number 12, Harry Steger and Conrad. He brings a combined total of 176 into the final. And standing by, number 13, Morgan Marks and Kerber.
Outside, we're watching Camberwheel competitor Harry Steger riding his own nomination, Conrad.
Great to hear our crowd getting behind these riders. We'll have a score for Harry Steger and Conrad. Cut out 19, horsework 62, course 4 for an 85. With an 86 in the first two rounds gives a grand total of 261 for Harry Steger and Conrad. Now watch competitor 13, Morgan Marks and Kerber. This is the horse is the winner of the ladies' draft. So congratulations there. And we watch him go in the final here in the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Final. He brings a combined score of 178 into the final.
As we watch Morgan go around the second peg, he Kerber is owned by M&A Marks, and they are from Claremont.
Score for Morgan Marks and Kerber, cutout 22, horsework 61.5, course 4 for a total of 87.5. With the 178 is a total of 265.5. 265.5 for Morgan Marks and Kerber. And that is the lead at this stage, a new leader. I know, I can tell you there's 2 on that score, so we've got a double up there. But 2 on the score of 265.5. We now watch competitor 14, Joe Payne and Footloose. Brings a score of 177 into the final.
Footloose is owned by Joe and Lexi Payne from Mundubra. Footloose is by Donnell Park Seligman Spin, and his dam is Oxley Park Contract. He's a 9-year-old open gelding.
Score for Joe, cutout 21, horsework 59.5, course 4 for an 84.5, with a 177 combined score over 2 rounds. And his final round score gives a total of 261.5, 261.5 for Joe Payne and Footloose. We now watch competitor 15, Mark Buttsworth with Stylish Abilene, comes into this final with a 176, 176 points. Standing by number 16, Robert Leach, 17, Matthew Moffat, 18, Morgan Marks, 19, Will Durkin, 20, Matthew Moffat, 21, Michael Hayes, and 22, Rowan Marks.
Outside, we watch Mark Buttsworth on Mark and Rebecca Buttsworth's Stylish Abilene from Kingaroy. Stylish Abilene is by one Stylish Pepto, and her dam is Almora Abigail. She won the 2023 Condamine Silver Bell Novice and the 2024 Dolby Open Draft.
Score for Mark Buttsworth and Stylish Abilene, cutout 22, horsework 56, course 3 for an 81. First 2 round score of 176. 81 in this round gives a total score of 257. 257, Mark Buttsworth, Stylish Abilene. This is competitor 16, Robert Leach, riding Hazelwood Congressman. He brings a score of 178.5 into the final. Standing by number 17, Matthew Moffat, 18, Morgan Marks, 19, Will Durkin.
Outside, we watch Rob Leach on Hazelwood Congressman. The horse is owned by Rob and Lee Leach from Atunga. He is by Hazelwood Conman out of Duloc Midnight Run. He's the winner of 15 Open and Stallion Drafts, including Warwick Stallion Draft, Epic Open, multiple ASHS National and Nutrien Toowoomba Open.
Score for Robert Leach and Hazelwood Congressman, cutout 22, horsework 62, course 4 for an 88 with a 178.5 in the first 2 rounds and an 88 in this round That is a new leader with 266.5 points. 266.5 leads the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Camp Draft Final, Robert Leach and Hazelwood Congressman at this point in time. We now watch a number 17, Matthew Moffat and Miss Scarlet Acres. He brings a score of 177.5 into the final.
Miss Scarlet Acres is owned by D and J Bell.
Score for Matthew Moffat and Miss Scarlet Acres, cutout 22, horsework 57, course 3 for an 82, 177.5, and the 82 gives a total of 259.5, 259.5 for Matthew Moffat and Miss Scarlet Acres. We now watch competitor 18, Morgan Marks, with Lady. He brings a total of 175 points into the final. And we have standing by number 19, Will Durkin, 20, Matthew Moffat, 21. Miss 22, Rowan Marks.
Outside, we're watching Morgan Marks on Lady. It's Addison Marks' nomination, and he's from Claremont.
Score for Morgan Marks and Lady, cut out 16.5, horsework 59, course 3, for a total of 78.5 with a 175 aggregate. He has a total score now of 253.5, 253.5 for Morgan Marks and Lady. Tom Denson and Lachlan Thompson. Could you please come and see Lauren about your team's draft nomination? It's not far now and we'll be running the team's draft. If those two people could please come and see Lauren, and anyone else who wants to nominate, be quick now, or give any team details to Lauren, please go and do that at the Secretary's box straight away. Competitor 19, we watch Will Durkin and Durkin's Jewel. He brings a total of 180 points into this final. 180. Standing by 20, Matthew Moffat, 21, Michael Hayes, 22, Rowan Marks, 23, Evan Hiscock, 24, Matthew Dunn, 25, Cameron Webster. Please stand by.
So outside, we're watching Charters Towers competitor Will Durkin riding Rob Durkin's Jewel.
Score for Will Durkin and Durkin's Jewel, cut out 18.5, horsework 57, course 3, a total 78.5 with his 180 over the last 2 rounds, gives him a total of 258.5, 258.5 for Will Durkin and Durkin's Jewel. We now watch number 20, Matthew Moffat and JMD Fascinator. He brings a score of 177 from his previous 2 rounds into this final round of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Campdraft. Standing by 21, Michael Hayes.
So we watch Cabra competitor Matthew Moffat ride JMD Fascinator, owned by D&J Bell.
Score for Matthew Moffat and JMD Fascinator, cut out 23, horsework 40, course 2 for a 65 with a 177. Has a 2-round total of 175.5 points. And standing by is number 22, Rowan Marks, Turner Marks linesman, 23, Evan Hiscock's Nix, 24, Matthew Dunn's Spade, Cian Humpty, and 25, Cameron Webster's Lucille. Please stand by.
Outside we watch Yulbar competitor Michael Hayes on his own nomination, Shadak Porsche. Porsche is a 7-year-old open mare out of a Conman mare Maserati by Metallic Cat Colt, Metallic and Rusty.
Score for Michael Hayes and Shadak Porsche, cut out 21.5, horsework 54, course 3 for a 77.5 with a 175.5 in the 2 rounds, and a 77.5 is a total of 253. 253 for Michael Hayes and Shadak Porsche. 22, we're about halfway. We're midway in the McKechnie Earthmoving Open. We watch Rowan Marks, Turner Marks linesman. Comes into this final with a total score of 177.5, 177.5. Standing by is number 23, Evan Hiscock, 24, Matthew Dunn, 25, Cameron Webster, 26, Matthew Moffat, 27, Stuart Wallace, 28, Morgan Marks, 29, Shari Knutson, 30, Jackie Knutson, 31, Justin Potter, and 32, Mark Buttsworth. But we watch competitor 22, Rowan Marks and Turner Marks linesman. Score for competitor 22, Rowan Marks, Turner Marks linesman, cut out 19, horsework 59, course 4 for an 82. It's a total of 177.5 in the first round. With his 82 gives a 3-round total of 259.5. 259.5 for Rowan Marks and Turner Marks linesman. Out on course, competitor 23, Evan Hiscock, and Nix looking to add to his 177.5 in the first round.
Nix is owned by Terry Hillier and Evan Hiscock, and he is a homebred gelding of open status.
We will be doing the presentation of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Campdraft at the completion of the draft. And then we'll go on with our very exciting teams draft. Score for Evan Hiscock and Nix. Cut out 22.5, horsework 53, course 3 for a 78.5 with a 177.5 over the past 2 rounds. Gives a total of 256.256 for Evan Hiscock and Nix. Choosing his beast now is competitor 24, Matthew Dunn, riding Spade CN Humpty. He has a combined score of 175.5 from his past 2 rounds. Standing by 25, Cameron Webster's Lucille, 26, Matthew Moffat's Future Dreams, and 27, Stuart Wallace's Spycat.
So outside we're watching Clifton competitors, Matthew Dunn riding Spade on Humpty, Dunn family owned. Spade CN Humpty is by Woodhill Barrister out of Dunbar Hope and won the novice at the ASHS Championships.
Score for Matthew Dunn and Spade CN Humpty, cut out 21, horsework 64, course 4 for an 89. With a 175.5 and he's 89, gives us a total score of 264.5. 264.5 for Matthew Dunn and Spade CN Humpty. 25 is our next competitor, Cameron Webster and Lucille. He has a combined score of 175 going into the finals. Standing by 26, Matthew Moffat.
Outside we're watching Cameron Webster's own nomination, Lucille. Lucille is by Conman out of Larney Acres and won the Melmerron Novice with limited starts.
Score for Cameron Webster and Lucille, cut out 16, horsework 60, course 4 for a total of 80 points with a 175 is a total of 255. 255 for Cameron Webster and Lucille. We now watch competitor 26, Matthew Moffat, Future Dreams. He comes into this third round, with a 2-round total of 175.
Outside we watch Cabra competitor Matthew Moffat riding DJ D&J Bell's Future Dreams. Moving into camp, competitor 27 Stuart Wallace riding Skycut. Standby. Score there for Matthew Moffat was a 21.5 only, together with his 175 from the previous rounds, gives him a total of 196.5. So on camp we watch competitor 27 Stuart Wallace on Skycat. Outside we go on Clark Creek competitor Stuart Wallace riding Stuart and Kerry Wallace's Skycat.
And we won't keep you waiting too long. We'll have a score very shortly for Stuart Wallace and Spy Cat. Cut out 22, horsework 65. You all saw it. Course 4, total of 91. It's a 91-point rounder with a 178. New leader, 269. Total of 269 points. Stuart Wallace and Sky Cat. 28 we watch, Morgan Marks with Article. He brings a score of 179 into the final here this afternoon. Standing by 29, Shari Knutson, 30, Jackie Knutson, 31, Justin Potter, 32, Mark Buttsworth, 33, Steve Comiskey, and 34, Matthew Moffat. So no luck there for Morgan Marks and Article. He leaves the camp with a total score of 179 points with Article. The backyard boys have been doing a wonderful job. Just doing a little bit of cattle care at the moment, and we'll continue on with competitor 29, Shari Knutson, Chicks Playgirl. Shari has a total score over the last 2 rounds of 178 points, 178. And standing by is number 30, Jackie Knutson, and Snip 31, Justin Potters, Snip 32, Mark Buttsworth, Nonda Southern Cross 33, Steve Comiskey's Deltmere and Acre 34, Matthew Moffat's Conflict 35, Morgan Marks Dark Knight 36, Kurt Henrahan, Pepto Zena 37, Mick Southern, Nerabo President 38, Jess Hoffman, Lady Antebellum 39, Will Durkin, Amac Duckman 40, Ben Hall's Chisholm's Cash 41, Evan Hiscock's Mandela 42, Laura Comiskey's Woody, and last but not least is 43, Matthew Moffat's Juliet.
Outside we watch chinchilla competitor Shari Knutson on her own nomination, Chicks Playgirl.
Shari's working hard to add to her 2-round score of 178. Score for Shari Knutson and Chicks Playgirl, cut out 22, horsework 63, course 4 for an 89. She had a 2-round total of 178. With her 89 gives Shari Knutson a total of 267 points. 267 for Shari Knutson and Chicks Playgirl. Now we have competitor 30, Jackie Knutson, riding Snip. Her combined total over the last couple of days is a total of 176 points, 176.
So outside we watch chinchilla competitor Jackie Knutson riding Ken's Snip.
We'll have a score coming through for Jackie Knutson and Snip very shortly. Shortly we'll have her final score. Cut out for Jackie Knutson and Snip is 22, horsework 58.5, course 4 for a total of 84.5 points. Combined with her 176 gives a total of 260.5, 260.5 for Jackie Knutson and Snip. We now watch competitor 31, Justin Potter, and he also rides Snip, and he comes, a different Snip, not the same one, and he comes into this final with a total score of 176.5.
Outside we watch our Lowood competitor Justin Potter. Now he rides a Snip. Snip is owned by Paul Smith. The sire, Snip sire, is by Doc Spinifex, and he is out, the dam is by a thoroughbred, Wes Nebo, who won multiple races, and he got second in the maiden at Taroom in 2024.
And Justin had a cutout score of 15, added to his 176.5 is a total 191.5, 191.5 for Justin Potter and Snip. 32's on camp, Mark Buttsworth with Nonda Southern Cross comes into this second round with a 2-round total of 175. 175. Standby 33, Steve Comiskey, 34, Matthew Moffat, 35, Morgan Marks, 36, Kurt Hanrahan, 37, Mick Southern.
Outside we watch Mark Buttsworth riding the Heather and David Pascoe Nonda Southern Cross. Nonda Southern Cross is by Acres Destiny, and his dam is Nonda Happy Ever After. He won the Nutrient Open in 22, the Warwick Stallion Draft in 21, Condamine Silver Bell Novice and Rocky Rush Challenge as a 4-year-old.
Score for Mark Buttsworth and Nonda Southern Cross, cut out 23, horsework 63, course 4 for a 90. Had a 175 over 2 rounds and a 90 is a total of 265. 265 for Mark Buttsworth and Nonda Southern Cross. We now watch competitor 33, Steve Comiskey, and Dealt Me an Acre. Has a combined total of 178 points as he comes into the final of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Campdraft. Standing by 34, Matthew Moffat, 35, Morgan Marks, 36, Kurt Hanrahan, 37, Mick Southern, 38, Jess Hoffman.
Outside we watch Capella competitor Steve Comiskey riding Steve and Louise Comiskey's Dealt Me an Acre. Lyra Park Dealt Me an Acre's dam is Lyra Park Delta, the winner of the Warwick Gold Cup in 2009 by Acres Destiny. He is the ACA winner of the 2024 ACA Rookie Horse of the Year and has won 3 novice drafts and a stallions.
Score for Steve Comiskey and dealt me an acre, cut out 17, horsework 61, course 4 for an 82. With a 178 in the previous rounds, he has a total of 260 points. 260 for Steve Comiskey and dealt me an acre. 34 we watch, Matthew Moffat with Conflict. He's adding on to a 178. Standing by 35, Morgan Marks. 36, Kurt Hanrahan. 37, Mick Southern. 38, Jess Hoffman. 39, Will Durkin. 40, Ben Hall. 41, Evan Hiscock. 42, Laura Comiskey. And 43, Matthew Moffat. So 16 for his camp there, 16 for Matthew Moffat's Conflict. The 178, a total of 194. 194, Matthew Moffat's Conflict. Morgan Marks, we watch again. He rides Dark Knight this time. He comes in as competitor 35. He brings with him a score of 176.5. 176.5. Standing by 36, Kurt Hanrahan. 37, Mick Southern. 38, Jess Hoffman. We will be doing the presentation of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Campdraft at the completion of this round, this final.
Outside, we're watching Morgan Marks on his own nomination. He's a Clermont competitor.
Score for Morgan Marks and Dark Knight, cut out 22, horsework 58.5, course 3 for an 83.5. The 176.5 over previous rounds is a total of 260 points. 260 for Morgan Marks and Dark Knight. We move down now to competitor 36, Kurt Hanrahan and Peptazina. He comes with a combined score of 175.5 points into the final. Standing by 37, Mick Southern. 38, Jess Hoffman.
Outside, we watch Billawheeler competitor Kurt Hanrahan on Kurt and Erica Hanrahan's Pepto Xena.
Score coming through for Kurt Hanrahan and Pepto Xena. Cut out 22, horsework 61.5, course 4 for an 87.5 with a 175.5 is a total of 263 points. 263 for Kurt Hanrahan and Pepto Xena. 7 horses left to run to complete the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Campdraft. Mick Southern we watch with Nearabo President. He comes in as competitor 37, has a combined score of 179.5 coming into this final. 179.5. Certainly going to be looking to add to that. Standing by 38, Jess Hoffman and Lady Antebellum.
Outside we watch Wengallan competitor Mick Southern on M&M Southern's nomination, Nearbo President.
Score for Mick Southern and Nearabo President, cut out 17, horsework 60.5, course 4 for an 81.5 with a 179.5, gives a total of 261. 261, Mick Southern and Nearabo President. Carefully selecting a beast is competitor 38, Jess Hoffman with Lady Antebellum. She has a 2-round total of 176 points. Will Durkin will follow Jess at 39 with Amac Duckman, and we'll have Ben Hall Chisholm's Cash at 40. 41, Evan Hiscock's Mandela. 42, Laura Comiskey's Woody, and 43, Matthew Moffat's Juliet. But we watch competitor 38, Jess Hoffman and Lady Antebellum.
Outside we watch Charters Towers competitor Jess Hoffman on Lady Antebellum, owned by P&D Glenwright. Lady Antebellum is by Lou Diamond Phillips out of Glenlisa. She's an open mare.
Great to hear the crowd celebrating these rounds of these competitors. We have a score for Jess Hoffman with Lady Antebellum, cut out 22, horsework 59, course 4 for an 85. The 176 and an 85 is a total of 261. 261 for Jess Hoffman and Lady Antebellum. 5 horses left to run to complete this McKechnie Earthmoving Open Campdraft. And we'll watch very shortly. 39, Will Durkin and Amac Duckman comes into this final with a total score of 178.5. Standing by then, number 40, Ben Hall. 41, Evan Hiscock. 42, Laura Comiskey. And 43, Matthew Moffat.
Outside we're watching Charters Towers competitor Will Durkin riding Lloyd Hicks, Amac Duckman.
So just a heads up, we'd like Trader Wilson, Al Sullivan, Luke McEwen, Jock Weston, Peter and Tony O'Neill and Lachlan Durkin, if they could please be present when we do our presentation of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Campdraft. So Trader Wilson, Al Sullivan, Luke McEwen, Jock Weston, Peter and Tony O'Neill and Lachlan Durkin. If you're within earshot, and if you're not, if someone else could let you know, if we would love to have you here for the presentation of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Campdraft. The scorers come through for Will Durkin and Amac Duckman, cut out 19.5, horsework 60, course 4 for an 83.5 with a 178.5. In the previous rounds, that's a total of 262 for Will Durkin and Amac Duckman. 40 is on camp, Ben Hall with Chisholm's Cash. He brings a total of 178 into this round.
Outside, we're watching Julia Creek competitor Ben Hall riding Chris and Ben Hall's Chisholm Cash.
So just another call, Trader Wilson, Al Sullivan, Luke McEwen, Jock Weston, Peter and Tony O'Neill and Lachlan Durkin. If we could have you to the camp shortly, we would like to have you present for the presentation of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Campdraft. Next competitor is number 41, Evan Hiscock and Mandela. And I do have a score for Ben Hall and Chisholm's Cash, cut out 21.5 with a total of 178 over 2 rounds. Is a 3-round total of 199.5, 199.5 for Ben Hall and Chisholm's Cash. We move down now to competitor 41, Evan Hiscock, Mandela. He's just waiting on his fresh. He has a combined score of 176 points. Standing by 42, Laura Comiskey's Woody, 43, Matthew Moffat's Juliet. Just a quick stat, we have 75% outside scores this afternoon, so great effort guys, 75% outside scores.
Outside, we're watching Collinsville competitor Evan Hiscock riding his own nomination, Mandela.
Cut out 22.5, horsework 57, course 3, total of 82.5 with a 176 is a total of 258.5, 258.5 for Evan Hiscock's Mandela. Next competitor 42, Laura Comiskey and Woody, comes into the final with a total of 178 points, 178.
Outside, we watch Alpha competitor Laura Comiskey riding Jason Comiskey's Woody. Woody is a novice gelding who's won cutouts and a novice, as well as competing with their daughter Cody in the juniors this year.
Score for Laura Comiskey and Woody, cut out 22 with a 175 is a total of 197 points for Laura Comiskey and Woody. And this is our final competitor, last but not least, Matthew Moffat and Juliet. He has a very healthy 180. He comes into the final with a very healthy score of 180 points. And just another call, we'd like Trader Wilson, Al Sullivan, Luke McEwen, Jock Weston, Peter and Tony O'Neill, if you could please come. Also Lachlan Durkin, if you could please come to the cutout arena for the presentation of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Campdraft.
Outside, we watch Cabra competitor Matthew Moffat on the K&E Hanrahan nomination, Juliet.
Score for Matthew Moffat and Juliet, cut out 21.5, horsework 62, course 4 for an 88.5 with a 180 over 2 rounds, puts him in second spot with a 268.5 run, 268.5. So just a correction there for Matthew Moffat. The total is right, but it was a 22.5 cutout, 62 for horsework, 4 for the course for an 88.5 with a 180 is a total of 268.5. 268.5 points for Matthew Moffat and Juliet.
We're just going to check this aggregate cutout off. So we might have to shove something.
So I can tell you first place goes to Stuart Wallace and Skycat with a total of 269 points. Second place goes to Matthew Moffat, Juliet with 268.5. Third place, Sherry Knudsen, Chicks Playgirl with 267 points. Fourth place to Robert Leach, Hazelwood Congressman with 266.5. Tying 5th and 6th, Morgan Marks Kerbler and Rowan Marks, Turner Marks Goolagong with 265.5 points. 7th place outright, Mark Buttsworth, Nonda Southern Cross for 265 points. 8th place, Matthew Dunn, Spade CN Humpty with 264.5. 9th place, Kurt Hanrahan, Peptozina with 263 points. Tying 10th and 11th is Will Durkin, Amac Duckman, 262 points, and also Jason Lindley with 262 points on Miss Peptolina. 12th place goes to Joe Payne, Footloose, with 261.5 points. Tying 13th to 16th, Jess Hoffman, Lady Antebellum, Mick Southern, and Harry Steger with 261 points. So congratulations to the winner, Stuart Wallace and Skycat, and all the place getters. We'll have you to a centre ring, please, for our presentation. We'd also like all of our judges to centre ring.